You start off part 2.
Okay, well, you just did, but...
Oh, I did? Oh, darn it.
Welcome, everybody, to part 2 of episode 7.
Episode 7, yeah.
Every time. Just want to apologize again for not posting these right away. We've been super busy.
We got lives.
We do. I've been running property management, basically.
Which is why we were talking about responsibility.
And I've spent a lot of money, and there's been a lot of frustration and a lot of delays, so...
And fucking giant bills.
Yes. Moral of the story is don't invest in invest in real estate. Yeah. Don't own and
don't manage real estate your own self.
Yes.
Own it, but have someone else manage it for you.
If you have the money, own it. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, if you're going to try and buy something and run it yourself, don't do it. It's the worst decision on earth.
Worst! Except our coffee shop's going to be amazing.
It will be. It's going to be so awesome. At some point, we need to go over the list of names we've come up with for drinks.
We do. I need to, actually go back through our texts and write down the names that we have made up for our fictional coffee.
I like this.
So what were we supposed to talk about?
Well, to tie into part 1, we were talking about your boss making
My boss is a racist.
Super racist.
Chauvinistic asshole. Pretty much.
Holy crap.
Mm-hmm. He's one of those that makes, backhanded comments and waits to see what your reaction's gonna be.
My aunt actually makes a lot of backhanded comments all the time, but... Well, hers are backhanded compliments, actually, and she doesn't do it on purpose. She just has one of those personalities that can, really get under your skin. Because she'll, if you have an outfit you like or something that you think looks really nice, she'll just, walk up to you and be like, only you could make that work, Just, confidence smasher.
It's like, hey, I feel like I look really nice. I mean, only you. Like, well,
yeah.
I gotta take this to a fire and burn it.
Well, sometimes you think, oh, that's nice, and then, you think about it, and you're just like, huh, that's kind of bitch move.
A little bit later on, you're like, motherfucker!
Yeah. Yeah, so I've dealt with that sometimes growing up.
Oh, I feel for you.
But you should tell them about all the different ethnicities you've been confused for.
All right, so I'm an American citizen, naturalized, but I was born in Mexico. I am Mexican. My nationality is Mexico. Okay, I'm going to start with white people. White people they always ask me what tribe I am. They think I am Native American. Mexicans, they look at me, they don't realize I speak Spanish because they think I am Asian. So, what am I?
That's the one that blows my mind, because, I don't even see remotely how you could be confused as Asian, I guess.
I don't know.
I guess the dark hair, that's the only thing I could see that would...
But, not really. Everyone in my family has dark hair. I can only think that, since I work in a retail pharmacy, even though it's independently owned, it's still retail, we sell other things, you have to greet people, not to be cliche, but you have to greet them with a smile. Mm-hmm. But I guess when I smile, the way the shape of my eyes go, I guess that makes me look a little bit Asian. But other than that, I'm just a really pale Mexican because I don't go outside. I go outside enough to have a tan, but I don't know what the heck's wrong with me, but there's yellow undertones to my skin. So maybe it's because I look slightly more yellow under fluorescent lighting?
You're jaundiced.
I guess. My eyeballs are white.
No, for what it's worth, I was going to tell you, I also have been confused. Generally it's really Native American or Mexican.
You're too white to look Native American, though.
People, because of our region, people here know generally of two minorities. So even if you're Asian, they assume you've either got to be a Native American
or you're an Eskimo.
Oh yeah, or an Eskimo. But
you're from Hawaii.
Yeah. So, I mean, my mother, of course, is Indian, and I remember she actually had a Native American go up to her and ask her what tribe she was from.
Really?
And she tried to explain that...
Your mom doesn't look Native American. Oh, words! I can... Your mom does not look Native American at all to me.
No, I mean, she wears traditional Indian clothing.
Yeah.
I mean, so she was, one, just kind of shocked, like, anyone would go up and confuse her as being
just
Native
blatantly.
American. And then she tries to explain to him, she's like, no, I'm Indian from Indian subcontinent. And he's like, yes, so am I. And she's like, no, no, you are clearly confused.
Wrong continent, honey. Just go back and take your geography classes.
Indus Valley, I'm like Hindu, not Native American, not any tribe. Because
it's not politically correct anymore to call them the Native Americans Indians.
Yeah.
Because they're not Indians.
No, well, and that's always... It's not that it's really it's bothered, like, people of Indian origin, but it's always... I don't know. I always found it kind of annoying because, like, to me, like, we're Indian, not, you know...
Because that's the name of your country.
Columbus came here and he thought he was an Indian because he's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
But...
At least, like, in Mexico, we... Until it trickled down from, like, the United States to call them Indians, we call them indigenas, which is indigenes, or I'm not sure how you say it. Indigenous?
Just, I mean,
indigenous people, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we call them, indigenas.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And then it trickled down, and then they started calling them Indians, and it always confused the crap out of me, because my early years of schooling, they were los indígenas.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, 3rd and 4th grade, they were los indios. And then I'm like, are we talking about different people now? And then I came here, and then all that knowledge is moot.
I don't know. I've always described it as Native American, because to me that sounded the most correct.
Mm-hmm.
Or unless, like, I happen to know they're, like, of, I guess, like, Cherokee or... God, I can't think of any other tribes right now, but...
Sayu.
There you go.
Chickasaw.
Yeah. How am I forgetting these?
I don't know.
It's been too long. But...
Wasn't there a tribe, a Potawatomi tribe?
It sounds right. I am clearly not the authority on this, so...
Even though we're talking about... If I say what I want to say... I'm going to make it kind of clearer where in the region of the United States we are.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking about that, too. I guess it really doesn't matter if we share the state.
Yeah,
at this point, you kind of have to guess, I mean...
Yeah, and then if we name our state, we can talk about all the shit that our state government's doing.
That's true. Okay. Well, everyone, I'm sure as, if it hasn't already occurred to you, we are from the Sooner State.
Sooner. Boomer.
Fuck the Sooners, but...
Yeah, like, every time you hear if anyone hears that you're from Oklahoma, they automatically assume you're a Sooner fan. I'm just like, I don't sports. The only sports that I care about in any way, shape, or form, like, even little bit, is football, not American football with all the sissies and their gear and their protective helmets and their all that stuff. Actual worldwide football, as in soccer. Because, it's the only worldwide acknowledged sport called football.
You are with somebody who never gave two fucks about... Really, I guess either form of football, to be honest. So, I mean, I agree. I think of football because I was raised the same way in what people call soccer. So,
yeah,
it never bothered me.
Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, our state. We are in Oklahoma. No, it's not actually called Oklahoma. It's Oklahoma. And no, we are not cowboys and Indians.
No, we are not. The state of Mary Fallon, the female of Donald Trump.
God, pretty much. We can get rid of her next year, right?
Oh, God, I've lost track of how long it's been. I still can't believe she won the second term, and I try to
because the only people that vote are old people.
That's true. it's pretty depressing when you look at elections because, like, you know, it's always like the presidential election and Congress, or on the federal level, I think it's always been like 50%, and then literally as you go down to each branch of government, it almost halves each time.
Mm-hmm.
I think like state-wise, maybe a fourth of the population votes for their state representatives, and then when it comes to like city elections, you have half of that.
God.
And I'll have to check the statistics again, but like that's how depressing like voter
And then you
turnout
find
is.
all these people that like they are bitching and moaning like, why is this person in office? How did they get elected? Did you vote? No, my vote don't count. There you go. That's your answer.
That is the most frustrating thing I ever hear from people.
Yes. Like, even if you're conservative or liberal, if you think that your vote doesn't count, then you don't get to have an opinion. Because you're not trying to make your opinion known by any kind of public channel. The one public channel that you're given by any level of the government.
I mean, if you won't do like a basic civic duty and just get off your ass and vote, especially when we know how important it is at state and local levels.
And then you're gonna bitch and moan that the outcome that you wanted didn't come about.
Right, and that your representatives suck because you didn't vote.
Shut your fucking pie hole!
Yeah, it's really kind of fucking irritating.
It's like, okay, I'm listening to you, like, complain and bitch and moan, like, blah, 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 why is this person in here? All they care about is money, they're very rich, they bought their way into office. Did you vote? No. Then shut the fuck up.
You know, I always get kind of annoyed, like, being of a political science background, because it seems like everyone has the same idea for fixing the political system. They're just like, we just need to have term limits for everyone. And to me, like, that's just a really bullshit idea and answer. It doesn't, I mean, there's a lot of reasons I wouldn't even have the time to get into it, but in the first place, there is a system for stopping representatives from coming back. It's called voting.
Yes.
If your representatives suck, you can vote them out of office. You don't have to keep allowing them to come back, but too many people won't vote and stop these awful people from coming back.
So then they get to keep their office and keep doing whatever corrupt thing they're doing that you're complaining about.
Fucking vote, people.
Yes.
Fucking vote.
Like, what was one of Trump's selling points? That he was going to get rid of all the billionaires in the White House and in the political system?
He's going to drain the swamp, right?
Mm-hmm. He's just added a bunch of crocodiles to the swamp.
I mean, it's like a government run by Goldman Sachs. He hired all these bankers.
Didn't he hire half a dozen of them from that bank?
There's at least 6 different people from Goldman Sachs who are executive members in his cabinet.
Yeah, and like that bank, Hillary has ties to that bank as well, and they were saying that's what she was gonna do. So don't vote for her.
Right. The reason all these people were put off by her was, oh, she's too cozy to Wall Street. And so they vote Donald Trump, who literally just, like, gets a bunch of billionaires together.
He lives and breathes Wall Street.
Right.
He lives and breathes reality TV. I just figured it out. Trump thinks the presidency is a role for reality TV.
It's like The Apprentice, president.
Yes. Oh my god, we have cracked the code.
The sad thing is, though, like, as amusing as his presidency is, like, I'm not sure fully, like, the extent of damage it's going to do, like, whether it's to our reputation in the world or whether it'll get us involved in another stupid war, but... I
know trading-wise, since, like, with the stupid thing with the border wall with Mexico, I know Mexico there's talks about Mexico, instead of trading with the U.S., they're going to start trading with the Central and South American countries. So all the imports we get from Mexico are going to be deviated the other way.
Because all the tariffs will be slapping on everything?
Yeah, and then I know there's a bunch of companies already vying for the contract to build that wall. It's going to cost over $30 billion. Where's that money going to come from?
I like how the price keeps going up on it.
Yeah, it's like the last time I checked it was like $32.5 billion.
Yeah, that's about right. Well, we're going to have to see, I guess, if Mexico doesn't... they decide to pay for this fucking wall.
They're not going to pay.
Yeah. I don't think anyone thinks... I think that Trump is, like, the only person that half expects this to happen, but...
I think the Republican Party is the only people that think that Mexico's going to pay for it.
This is true. We'll have to continue this on the next episode.
Already?
Yeah.
Dang.
All right, wonderful people.
Bye!
Keep listening.
Please.
Stay true.